Ciao! Okay, hello, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. I am Rebecca Ann, the Forgiveness Guru, and this is the vlog post for August 22nd, 2018. And if you've been following me on Instagram, which I hope you have been, you can find me at The Blue Empath. That is my blog. That's what my blog is called, is The Blue Empath. And you can find me on Instagram at The Blue Empath. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen probably seen that I for the past 2.5 weeks I've been through Croatia and all through Greece. And it's just been an amazing experience. And I've done 2 blog posts while being away now, and they were all about surrender and how the past 3 weeks have really been, the lesson's been really coming in strong for me, all about surrender, 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 surrender to the higher power I believe in, which is God, and surrendering all my thoughts and asking and constantly praying for my thoughts to be turned and arranged to complete love. And I've been sharing about that, and you can go read about that on my blog at theblueempath.com if you want to know more. But also, I want to share with you this book that I have been reading for about the past month, and really intensely for the past 2.5 weeks. I've been like flying through it. And the book is A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Sorry, can you see it? A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And I found this book because Gabby Bernstein, a spiritual teacher of mine, recommended she loves this author too, Marianne Williamson, and she recommends to read it. So I finally bought it, and I am just sitting here. I was just sitting on vacation, just like mind blown by this book, because it's just like everything that I've been practicing through my spiritual awakening over the last 4.5 years, from my sister passing away, and then my parents getting divorced, and me getting so angry and holding a resentment towards my parents, and especially my dad, and going through all this, and then to 4.5 later to now of going through forgiveness, healing, and then now surrendering, and all of it. All in all, it's just this book is really speaking so deeply to my heart. And it's these like concepts and principles that I didn't know. I just found the book a month ago, but it's things I've already been writing about, and it just shows me that I'm on the right path, or I'm in the right direction of everything. And I want to just share what I've been loving about the book, and what A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson has really been reminding me and helping me through. But really, the epiphanies I've been having, that because I wrote, as you may know, and if you don't, I wrote an 8 Steps to Forgiveness ebook, which you can find on, I'll link it here. I can link where you can find it. It's for free. I wrote it about 2 months ago, and I wrote this 8-step guide to forgiveness. And she kind of talks about my steps that I've been talking about before I even know this book. She kind of talks about them, and it's just crazy that I feel like I'm walking through these same steps that she's talking about in this book without having found the book first. So it's been a beautiful experience for me. And I've been like highlighting like crazy in this book of quotes that I think are so beautiful about forgiveness. And I actually have my 8-Step Guide to Forgiveness paid ebook coming out. I've been working really hard on it, and I keep saying I'm going to put it out, and then I add more quotes, I add another picture, I add something more fun, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But it will be coming out soon in the next week. My paid ebook, we've been doing the grammar checks and all that kind of fun stuff, and proofreading. So I'm so excited to release it, and I've been working on it all today, and I just felt so inspired today to vlog about the practice of forgiveness and the 8 Steps Guide to Forgiveness, and what I've learned, and also what's already in this book by Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love. And I want to first point out, the first quote I have for you by her is, "The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world." And I think this quote just says it all. And when I read that, I was just like, holy shit. I wrote this whole 8-step guide to forgiveness, and now here she is saying she wrote this book back in I think the 90s, and based on A Course in Miracles workbook. And it's just crazy, and because this is what I keep preaching to people, that forgiveness returns you to love. Forgiveness returns you back to peace. Forgiveness when we forgive and we remember the peace within ourselves and the love within inside ourselves, that's when we return home to who we truly are. And this book is just, it's just been jiving with my heart and just making my heart sing. So I want y'all to know that the practice, and she said, this is Marianne Williamson's quote, "The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world." And I think that's so beautiful. And I think that is why forgiveness is so important, because forgiveness is taking the fear. Forgiveness is really just like, okay, we're fearful and then forgiving and then turning back to love. Forgiveness is just, it's just the catalyst, from fear to love, and that's what it is. And here's another one. A radical forgiveness is a complete letting go of the past in any personal relationship, as well as in any collective drama. So forgiveness is all about seeing the love in everyone right now, not going into the past of what, oh, this person did this to me 10 years ago, 5 minutes ago. It's really letting go of the past and in any relationship, in any situation, and knowing and letting go of that drama in the past and saying, okay, but we're in the present moment, and I see the love in you, and I see the love and the light in me, and honoring that. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about forgiveness, is because it pulls us back into that love. So this is what the vlog is going to be all about today, and I just have some more quotes for you. And here's another one. This is Marianne Williamson. "Forgiveness is the key to inner peace." Wow, guys, okay? Forgiveness is the key to inner peace. And I just totally agree with this, because I had a time in my life when I was so just holding so much anger and resentment and so much abandonment and sadness and everything towards people. And I was like scorekeeping, okay? Like I was trying to scorekeep for God. Like, well, this person did this wrong. I know I'm right. I know they're wrong. But that's just not the point of life. That's just not the point to scorekeep. The point is to recognize the love within ourselves and the love within everyone else. And understand that if someone else did hurt us, that it was not intentional, that it's just because they have kind of skewed their view of themselves, because sometimes we say hurt people, right? So what we need to do as miracle workers and people working for love is to bring that love back in. We can't meet hate with hate. We have to meet hate with love, because love always wins. And I love this. "Forgiveness is the key to inner peace, because it is the mental technique by which our thoughts are transformed from fear to love." I love that, guys. This is all forgiveness is. We don't need to overthink it. Forgiveness is the mental technique by which our thoughts are transformed from fear to love. And I can completely see that in my own life. When I was holding these grievances against my dad, or trying to keep oh, well, he did this wrong, I know I'm right, he's wrong. When I was trying to do that, I was losing the peace and peace within inside myself. And when I was trying to scorekeep him, really all we're doing is scorekeeping ourselves and hurting ourselves. And I was just, because what we do to others, we do to ourselves. And I think we have to understand that. And it's just, and this is what forgiveness is all about, is just taking all of that anger and everything that happened in the past and using it as a mental technique for transforming our thoughts from fear to love. And I think it's just as simple as that. We don't need to overcomplicate it so much. And wow, okay. "Forgiveness is selective remembering. A conscious decision to focus on love and let the rest go." And that is what forgiveness is. It's just it's the conscious decision to focus on the love. Focus on the love in that person, in that situation, in that relationship. It's choosing to let go of the other stuff, because it's not even real anyway. The love you share between another person and you, or in any situation, is the only thing that's is real. It's the only thing that is real and that you will hold forever. But everything else, that anger or that stuff that the ego has come up with, or we're mad at this person because of this thing they did, it's all really just an illusion, and it just needs to be let go and forgiven. Because really, and God has already forgiven them anyway. Who are we to hold that grievance against them or that resentment against that person when God has honestly already forgiven them? Because God sees the perfect in them, the perfect love and light within them. And so should we. And this is what it's all about. It's this decision to focus on love and let the rest go. And that's what forgiveness is. And forgiveness doesn't mean that what you did was okay. Forgiveness, we can set healthy boundaries with forgiveness and say, okay, what you did was not okay, but I forgive you because I'm letting myself go. I'm letting myself off the hook and I'm finding my inner peace. And you can decide not to talk to that person anymore. You can decide to set the boundaries you need to set and that kind of thing. But we still have to forgive and to let go of the anger and the hurt and the resentment and the abandonment to find that love. We have to let go of that stuff to really embrace and soak in the love and the lesson in that relationship. And gosh, there's just so many. Guys, I've highlighted like all over this book. It's like I went crazy with a highlighter on this book. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. The decision to let go of our grievances against other people is the decision to see ourselves as we truly are. Because any darkness we let blind us to another's perfection also blinds us to our own. Okay, so what she's saying here is that when we hold grievances against other people, we think we're choosing to see them maybe, or we're letting us be blinded by that darkness that maybe we thought they did or didn't do. But it's blinding us to their perfection and the love that they really are, right? And when we do that, and when we see people for their imperfections or what they haven't done right, we also will see ourselves in that way too. So when we're holding on to those grievances or those resentments and that anger towards that person, we'll also be holding it against ourselves, okay? So when we think we're really sabotaging someone else, we're never really sabotaging the other person, or we think we're morally holding up a standard because they're wrong, I'm right. That's never really true because they're really made in the perfect image and likeness of God no matter what, okay? And I just think that forgiveness, this is what we have to notice, is that this is where forgiveness comes in. It's that mental technique to take us from the fear to the love and seeing the love in every person and situation. And I love this next quote because I struggled with this a lot on my own forgiveness journey. And it's, do you prefer that you be right or happy? If you're judging a brother, you're wrong even if you're right. So do you prefer that you be right or happy? Because I got caught up a lot in rights and wrongs. He's wrong, I'm right. She's wrong, I'm right. Everyone should tell me I'm right. But that's not the point. That's not the point, who's right, who's wrong. The point is to return to love and to return to that happiness within and that true peace within, because that's who we truly are. Being right is it really worth it? Would you rather be right than be happy? No, I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be happy and have a smile on my face than have to hold everyone to, well, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, because then it's just causing me to look at myself and question everything I'm doing too, right? Because what we do onto other people, we're doing onto ourselves. And I think this is just what's so important. And, oh, I love this one. So it kind of goes along with that, like, okay, right and wrong, right? Like if we think we're right or wrong, whatever. But but God doesn't need us to police the universe, okay? And I think this was a beautiful realization for me. God doesn't need us to police the universe, okay? We're not here to police the universe and uphold a standard or, that's not the point. The point is for us to come down here and to love one another, to see the love and the perfection in every being and within ourselves, and I think that's the true inner peace and everything. And how do we get back to that if we've escaped into the ego, or if we've escaped into an illusion or fear or anger or resentment? Forgiveness is literally just the technique to take you from that lower vibration of fear, anger, resentment, and hurt forgive, and then it's the mental technique that takes you to love. It's literally just the technique to take you back to love, to remember that you are loved, that you are supported, and that the other person also is made in the perfection of love and love of God. And, okay, this is kind of what we talked about just a few minutes ago. Forgiveness is the choice to see people as they are now. Okay, forgiveness is not about, okay, like looking back 20 years ago, looking about 10 minutes ago. It's about seeing people as they are right now and seeing them for the perfection and love that they are right now. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things we're not proud of. And we all deserve forgiveness, okay? We don't need to go searching in the past so much. You know, the ego always wants to trick us to go into the past like, oh, well, this person did that 5 years ago to you, so we really shouldn't, we shouldn't be friends with them because they're just really a bad person. Okay, no, that's not, that's not true at all. We have to forgive them because they were doing the best they could and we are doing the best we can, and the best thing we can do is just return ourselves to love by forgiving them and seeing and choosing to see the love and light within them. And I know this one is hard, and some of you are probably like, okay, Rebecca, or okay, Marianne Williamson, because we're in her book. But this is what it says. Only love is real. Nothing else actually exists. And I think this is a lesson that takes time to learn, or maybe you've already learned it, maybe you're there, maybe you're learning it now. Wherever you are, I honor you and I honor where you're at on this, because it's not always easy to understand, but it is something that I do believe. After being on a spiritual journey for over 4.5 years now, through so much, I've just noticed that, only love is real. Only the love we have for people. When my sister passed away 4.5 years ago, the thing that I still can hold on to is the love that we have, and the love we had in physical form and then also in spiritual form. So the love is what I focus on, because that is something that it's what is real in the relationship. It's the love. That's what we can hold on to, is the love and those memories and those loving times we had with them. And I just think that's so true, just to put it in perspective for you. And this is another one. When people behave unlovingly, they have forgotten who they are. And I think that's a really important one. I have to practice this with my parents a lot, and to remember that when people behave unlovingly, or when someone behaves unlovingly towards us or does something not so nice to us, that it's really just because they forgot who they are. They forgot the love that they are made of. Okay? And it's our job to help them to remember, or just to have no response at all. If you can't be loving back towards them, then just have no response at all. Don't meet it with another unloving thought or hate, okay? So I think this is really important, because when they behave unlovingly, they've just forgotten who they are. They've forgotten their true perfection. They've forgotten, their true love within inside their heart. And as miracle workers, we just have to help them return to see the love within themselves. And I just think that's so important. And I love this. Okay, this is the last one, okay? There's more, but I'll make this the last one. Forgiveness is like the martial arts of consciousness. Okay, forgiveness is the martial arts of consciousness. Okay, forgiveness is badass. Okay, that's what this is saying, is to be conscious and to be awakened, and to awaken to love and something higher than yourself. Forgiveness is the technique we have to all go through, and it's something that I have to return to myself every day. I have to forgive myself. I have to forgive that person on the street who bumped me. I have to forgive the bus driver because he didn't stop at my stop. There's so many little things, and there's so many big things that I've forgiven, and that's what it is, though. This is the practice of getting conscious or getting enlightened and returning to our inner peace and finding inner peace and happiness, is using the technique of forgiveness to transform us from an ego thinking out of fear and taking us to love, and forgiving to find the love. And I think this is just so important. And this morning I told you I've just been working on my 8-step guide to forgiveness, the paid ebook that I have coming out. And I just wanted to have a blog post today and kind of talk about my favorite quotes and why forgiveness is so important. And it's just, I don't know, it just, this book has been speaking to my heart so much on top, like on a topic that I've already been talking about without this book. And you know, when you find something that really speaks so deeply to you about something you've already been talking about on your own, and it makes me feel like, wow, like, you know, we all need this. We're all human, you know, we all escape into fear and ego, and we all need that forgiveness to come back to love. And I want to help others, and I want to help others get there too, and I want to help others go from that that egotistical, like fearful thinking, and to bring them to love. And that's what I'm doing through my ebook. If you want to download my ebook, I'm going to put the link at the bottom of this blog post. It's for free. This is the free eight step guide version. There will also be the paid one coming out in about a week. But I will put the link below, and you can download it for free. You can work the 8 steps that I have put out for you to forgive with an open heart and create healthier relationships. And let me know if it works for you. You know, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if I'm missing anything, or let me know what step you're on. I want to hear about your journey. I want to be a part of it, because I think it's the most beautiful thing when we can go from that lower base thinking out of fear and from the ego, which, you know, we all are at, you know, at one point as humans. We're all maybe stuck in that, but looking for that love and that inner peace and that happiness. And this 8 step guide can really take you there. And I really believe that with all of my heart. I wouldn't put all this time into creating it if I didn't. So let me know where you're at. Let me know what step you're on. I'm going to drop the link below for you to download it. I'm so excited that we got to be here together today and to talk about forgiveness and talk about the return to love through forgiveness. It's such a beautiful thing, and I want to help, and I want to help, and I am helping others get there themselves. It's time to return you back to peace. It's time to return you back to your true heart, like your true love of peace and happiness. Okay, because you deserve that. And to do that, it's just the mental technique of forgiveness, guys. Okay? I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings. I just hope you have a beautiful day. Sending you so much love, guys. Okay? Ciao! I hope you enjoyed it.